Welcome to the Faithful Quiz. Get ready for 20 hard and tricky true or false Bible questions. Let's begin. Question 1. The book of Jude mentions the archangel Michael contending with the devil about the body of Moses. True or false? That's true. Jude 1:9 records, "Yet Michael the archangel, when contending with the devil, he disputed about the body of Moses, durst not bring against him a railing accusation, but said, The Lord rebuke thee." This shows Michael did indeed contend with the devil about Moses' body. Question 2. God allowed Adam to eat from every tree in the garden, except the tree of life. True or false? That's false. Genesis 2:16-17 records the Lord giving instructions, "Of every tree of the garden thou mayest freely eat, but of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil thou shalt not eat." This shows the forbidden tree was the tree of knowledge, not the tree of life. Question 3. Gideon tested God with a fleece only once. True or false? That's false. Judges 6:39 records Gideon saying, "Let me prove, I pray thee." But this once with the fleece. He later asked for a second sign, showing he did not test God only once. Question 4. Daniel was thrown into the fiery furnace for refusing to worship the golden image. True or false? That's false. Daniel 3:12 records the complaint against Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, not Daniel, saying, "These men worship not the golden image." This shows it was the three Hebrews, not Daniel. Question 5. Saul spared King Agag and the best of the animals after God commanded total destruction. True or false? That's true. 1 Samuel 15:9 records, "But Saul and the people spared Agag, and the best of the sheep and of the oxen." This confirms Saul disobeyed God's command. Question 6. Nathan confronted David after his sin with Bathsheba. True or false? That's true. 2 Samuel 12:1 records, "And the Lord sent Nathan unto David." This shows Nathan was sent to confront David for his sin. Question 7. Peter denied Jesus 3 times before the rooster crowed once. True or false? That's false. Mark 14:72 records, "Before the cock crow twice, thou shalt deny me thrice." This shows the rooster would crow twice, not once. Question 8. Moses entered the promised land before his death. True or false? That's false. Deuteronomy 34:4 records, "I have caused thee to see it with thine eyes, but thou shalt not go over thither." This shows Moses saw the land but did not enter it. Question 9. Elijah outran Ahab's chariot after the rain returned. True or false? That's true. 1 Kings 18:46 records, "And the hand of the Lord was on Elijah, and he girded up his loins and ran before Ahab. This shows Elijah outran the chariot. Question 10. All 10 lepers returned to thank Jesus after they were healed. True or false? That's false. Luke 17:17 records, "Were there not 10 cleansed? But where are the 9? This shows only one returned to give thanks." Question 11. Joseph interpreted Pharaoh's dream while still in prison. True or false? That's false. Genesis 41:14 records, "Then Pharaoh sent and called Joseph, and they brought him hastily out of the dungeon." This shows Joseph interpreted the dream after being brought out. Question 12. Paul was shipwrecked 3 times. True or false? That's true. 2 Corinthians 11:25 records, "Thrice was I shipwrecked." This confirms Paul's 3 shipwrecks. Question 13. Solomon had 300 wives and 700 concubines. True or false? That's false. 1 Kings 11:3 records, "And he had 700 wives, princesses, and 300 concubines." This shows he had 300 concubines, not 700. Question 14. John the Baptist ate locusts and wild honey. True or false? That's true. Matthew 3:4 records, "And the same John had his raiment of camel's hair and a leathern girdle about his loins, and his meat was locusts and wild honey." This confirms his diet. Question 15. Jonah fled from God by traveling toward Nineveh. True or false? That's false. Jonah 1:3 records, "But Jonah rose up to flee unto Tarshish from the presence of the Lord." This shows Jonah went the opposite direction. Question 16. Samson killed 1,000 men with the jawbone of an ox. True or false? That's false. Judges 15:15 records, "And he found a new jawbone of an ass, and put forth his hand, and took it, and slew 1,000 men therewith." This shows it was a donkey's jawbone, not an ox. Question 17. Nicodemus visited Jesus at night. True or false? That's true. John 3:2 records, "The same came to Jesus by night." This confirms the meeting occurred at night. Question 18. After his resurrection, Jesus first appeared to James. True or false? That's false. Mark 16:9 records, "Now when Jesus was risen early, the first day of the week, he appeared first to Mary Magdalene." This shows Mary saw him first. Question 19. John saw a new heaven and a new earth. True or false? That's true. Revelation 21:1 records, "And I saw a new heaven and a new earth." This confirms John's vision. Question 20. The serpent in Eden was punished by losing its sight. True or false? That's false. Genesis 3:14 records, "Upon thy belly shalt thou go, and dust shalt thou eat all the days of thy life." This shows the curse was crawling, not blindness. Thanks for joining today's Bible challenge. How many did you get right? Share your score, like the video, and subscribe for more deep Bible quizzes. God bless you.